When the Pilgrims landed in the United States, the men were taught how to hunt for food, build shelters, and just basic learning how to live skills. And the women were taught how to gather food, sew clothes, and take care of the kids. In the United States, single-sex education was pretty much mandated in the 1620s because of the survival skills, and it went to the 18 to 1900s when women's rights happened. Single-sex education has both its pros and cons to society and requirements for learning. Single-sex has improved grades. The Australian Council for Educational Research agrees that single-sex education improves academics for both males and females. And where they got that it's kind of complicated, because when you separate both the males and the females, the teachers will have a greater understanding, because the males have their own thinking system, same as the females. The proving statistics say, and it's from the article Single-Sex Education, over a 6-year study, over 270,000 students were given a standardized test. Now, the test was equally split up between coeducational schools between females and males, and single-sex schools of females and males, but they're obviously different schools. Out of the test, the coeducational or the single-sex education scored higher than the coeducational students. Single-sex schools focus on how different genders learn. The male brains use more motor skills, when the woman's brain use more analytical skills. And that's just like motor skills is working with cars, knowing directions, and analytic skills are more math, like kind of math, but it's reading and writing. So then that goes on to single-sex has improved student focus. Males cannot be distracted by females, and females can't be distracted by males. So in class, if two males were sitting next to each other and they hit one another saying, "Hey, look at that girl over there, she has nice hair today," that would happen in a coeducational school, but in a single-sex school, a male isn't going to say, "Hey, he has nice hair today." It's not going to happen. And then a larger number of males will participate in music or art classes, when in a coeducational school that won't happen. And that's just because the males are trying to impress the ladies, and the males will sometimes discriminate on each other if a male goes out and plays a flute or a clarinet or played in band at all, where single-sex schools, there's no discrimination on each other, and there's more impact and inspiration to choose a class where in coeducational classes there aren't usually people are going to take. So, and then the competition is left out of single schools also, and that's also with the dating between men and women. Single sex has created segregation and disruption in the workforce. And I say that because in the United States believes in freedom and equal rights to every man and woman, there's this law called Title IX, and Title IX is no person in the United States shall, on the bias of sex, be excluded from participation in, denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any educational program or activity receiving federal financial aid. But Title IX is also the segregation between men and women, and I believe black and white. Also, how single-sex classes will not benefit the students is when you go into the workforce, you're not just working with your same gender. You're going to work in conflict with other genders. If you go to a single-sex school, you're just working with all male or all female, and there's not going to be any diversity between there's not going to be diversity between anybody. But say you're working in this plant and you have to work together with another female. If you're awkwardly social or socially awkward with the opposite sex, nothing's going to get accomplished and a lot of goals will be failed. In conclusion, single-sex schools improve grades and help students focus, but it also creates segregation and poor work ethics. Whether you're for single-sex schooling or not, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to challenge the world.